Why is my caps lock on? Hello everyone. So I'm just gonna state this right now. Probably even like we'll do thing. I'll pin it just to let everybody know. But Graces has been on like a cleaning binge today, so there will be times where I will literally have to like mute until she's done with whatever. So let me just that. Here we go. Oh my god, is that rad I see? Hello! But yeah, like I said, I'm pinning it just so you guys know. But I wanted to talk about something before I started, okay? So I was watching this video. It's called Why Roller Coasters Are Bad Business. And yeah, in the video, dude was like, you can literally like either like build your own original roller coaster, obviously. Or you can get a ready-made roller coaster from a manufacturer with preset specifications. And I'm like, you can just get a ready-made roller coaster? Now again, like I said, I don't know if you need like a permit or anything to like have a roller coaster or anything, but if you do, so once you get that, and then as long as you have like the money and the acres needed for a roller coaster, you can literally just have your own roller coaster. Actually, you know what? Let me look it up right now. Do you need a permit to build a roller? No. Not to build, to own. No, let me specify even more privately owned. Okay. There are a couple of roller coasters I've seen that are nearly identical across different parks. There's one where it pulls you backwards, sends you through some loops, and at the end you get sent backwards through the ride until you're back at the station. I feel like I've seen something like that. But I was just looking up if you like need a permit, and again, this is coming from the AI overview. It says yes, you need a permit to privately own and operate one. Even if it's on your own property, if it's open to the public or intended for recreational use. But it's also saying for like a specific state. I don't know about other states, but it says in New York you need a permit to, even if you like privately own one. Alright, so I mean, as long as you get your permit and right, as long as you get your permit and have the money and the acres, you can just own a goddamn roller coaster. I think that's fair, yeah. Also, I won't start until the ads finish, so I might just go to the starting soon screen. Once the ads start. But yeah, I was like, really? You can literally just get a roller coaster that easy? It's crazy. I know how I got into this watching like videos about business, but that's what I've been watching like all day today. So like, let me look through my history real quick. One was about like boba tea shops. And then another was why crumble cookies can't survive. And then the previous one was how barbers really make money. And they're all very interesting to listen to. I'll actually talk about them like after the ad. So I don't want you guys missing all the interesting details. But that should be starting soon. Unless it's already started. But we will start the visual novel once the ad is over. I do promise that. Actually wait. Let me see, do I have a save file? Okay. Let's see, is it this one? Oh, this is so far back. Alright, since the ad started, back to the starting soon. I'm back from ads, everybody. So, I will try to replicate everything that I did in my previous go through. Granted, I won't remember. But I will let autoplay do its thing. Hold on. Right. So in the meantime, while we get back up to where we were before, so yeah, I was watching like all these other videos beforehand. So like the boba tea shop one. I didn't realize there was like so much that went into like the boba tea business, right? Because like they said before, like obviously before it came to the West, it was like very popular in like the Asian countries, and how they saw, oh, it was booming here, and they saw like an opportunity to like capitalize on it in the West. And I was like, I mean, yeah, that makes sense and whatnot, but like they actually spoke to like the owners of like some of the boba places that they were doing the video on. It was mostly in LA though, which I was like, well, okay, well, doesn't really apply to me. But yeah, and I was like, oh, it's like I didn't realize like how much they had to like innovate and whatnot in order for you know, to like keep people coming to their place basically. Because I mean, it does make sense. It's like if every boba place like basically makes like the same kind of drink in every place, it's like you'll probably just end up going to the place that's either cheapest or closest to you and not the other person. So I'm like, yeah. I mean, yeah, it goes really hand in hand with like most businesses. Like the same thing even goes for VTubing basically. It's like, how do you make yourself stand out from everybody else? So yeah, the videos were interesting to listen to while I was working on my visual novel. But again, it was really it was really the fact about like the roller coaster that really got to me. I was like, wait, really? If you just have like the money, the acres, and now that I know a permit, you can literally just have a roller coaster in your own backyard if you like have the space for it. It's so crazy to think about. Right, we should be nearing where we were before. Alright. I'll just skip through my own. Alright, so this is where we... Well... Technically... I mean, yeah. So... I think here I used magic, and it obviously led me to like a bad end. Oh, right. Wait. Leonidas steps forward, his calm, towering presence somehow making even Celine pause. Without slightly, his serene voice cutting through the tension. Leonidas glances at me expectantly. I roll my eyes and pull out the pouch of coins my mother gave me. Fine, here's the deal. 1,000 RZs. You get half now and half when we reach our destination. No doubling, no funny business, and no more puns. Celine squints at me, her flipper tapping gently against her chin, or whatever seals have instead of chins. Finally, she lets out a booming laugh. I toss her the pouch and she catches it with a flourish, inspecting the contents with a satisfied nod. Angela? Sorry. I don't know why, but I want to say like Anglo or something. Angelo crosses his arms, looking mildly disappointed he didn't get to shoot anyone. For breathing my salted air. As we head below deck, Shinra mutters something about being surrounded by lunatics. I couldn't agree more. The ship sways gently or violently depending on who you ask as we set off on our grand adventure. Salty sea air fills my lungs, but instead of invigorating me, it turns my stomach into a bubbling cauldron of regret. Why did anyone warn me the sea would feel like this? I collapse onto a bench, clutching my stomach as the ship rocks around me. Everyone goes about their business, entirely unaffected by this aquatic torture. Traitors. Leonidas kneels beside me, his serene presence somehow both reassuring and mildly irritating in my current state. I'm slumped against the railing, feeling like a sack of particularly tragic potatoes. Wow, he has eyes! Why, yes, Saint Leonidas, and the ocean is absolutely made of water. He ignores my sarcasm with the patience of someone who probably meditates under waterfalls and communes with birds. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he does. Instead, he produces a steaming cup of herbal tea from seemingly nowhere. Where did that come from? You just carry tea around at all times? But it's steaming. Of course you do. I take the cup, cradling it in my hands. The warmth seeps into my fingers, soothing despite my current misery. Thanks. Now, do you know a spell to stop the ship from moving? Shame. I was hoping for some divine intervention. I take a cautious sip of the tea. It's surprisingly good. Soothing, even. I hate that it's working because now I can't be dramatic about my suffering. If I hurl, it's on you. I choke on a laugh, nearly spilling the tea. Wait, did you just make a joke? Oh heavens, no. Did the seasickness spread to your sense of propriety? I stare at him, wide-eyed. You've been holding out on me. How long have you had this secret, dry humor hidden under all that serene wisdom? He chuckles softly, and the sound is oddly nice, warm like the tea he handed me. It's my natural state. Leonidas murmurs a quiet incantation. A soft golden glow envelops me, and the lingering nausea fades, replaced by a comforting warmth. Did you just spell my seasickness away? That's cheating! You know what? That's fair. That's fair. He says it with such sincerity that I don't even have the energy to be annoyed. I sigh, leaning back against the railing as the tea and maybe the magic works its wonders. You know, for someone who's always calm and collected, you're full of surprises. Hey! I can't help it. I laugh. A real laugh. Not one of my usual exaggerated cackles. You're alright, Leonidas. The ship sways gently beneath us, the sound of the waves mingling with the distant chatter of the crew. For a moment it feels peaceful. Comfortable, even. I overhear a hushed conversation between a crew member and Captain Celine as I pass by the ship's galley. I freeze, my ears perking up. Did I just hear that right? I spin around, the glaring daggers at Celine as I march over. Excuse me? What do you mean, no food for us? You can't just starve your passengers, that's terrible business. I clench my fist, ready to give her a piece of my mind when suddenly... Oh, jeez. A massive splash interrupts our argument. Before I can process what's happening, a shadow looms over the side of the ship. Oh, okay. Why is it pixelated? Angelo stands there, dripping wet, holding the squirming form of a grotesque, tentacled monstrosity. It's all teeth, slime, and far too many eyes. Without a word, he throws it onto the deck with a sickening thud. Oh gods, it's hideous, and it's looking at me. Before anyone can protest, Angelo grabs the creature and drags her toward the galley. The tentacles slap wetly against the deck, leaving a trail of slime in its wake. Nero stands by, raising a single hand in mock surrender, his expression the epitome of a man who has completely checked out. I swear, guys, I have those moments too often where I'm just like it happens on stream a lot too. Like, I'm just like talking and whatever, and then suddenly I'm just like gone. Gone. Leonidas clasps his hands together, murmuring a prayer. A faint golden glow surrounds the monster as he performs what I can only describe as an exorcism for seafood. I can't believe I'm watching a holy man pray over a tentacle monster. Angelo doesn't wait for Leonidas to finish. He slams the kitchen door behind him. And moments later, the sounds of culinary violence echo through the ship. What does that even sound like? What does culinary violence sound like? I peek into the galley and immediately regret it. Angelo is a whirlwind of controlled chaos, dismantling the creature with precision and alarming efficiency. Tentacles fly through the air. A single eyeball rolls across the counter. This is horrifying, and yet the smell isn't terrible. Leonidas stands in the doorway, holding his staff like he's ready to perform a second exorcism if necessary. Minutes later, Angelo emerges from the kitchen carrying a steaming pot. He ladles, that's the word, ladles, out portions of what can only be described as tentacle surprise. I stare at my bowl with equal parts dread and curiosity. I'm not eating this. There's no way I'm eating this. He plops a ladleful into my bowl with zero ceremony, his stare daring me to refuse. Reluctantly, I take a small bite. Oh no, it's actually good! Yes, Leonidas. Even after its horrifying, slimy-eyed, covered origins, it's good. Don't look at me like that. The crew, emboldened by my reaction, cautiously dig in. Celine is the last to taste it, but when she does, her eyes widen. Angelo says nothing, his expression unreadable as he quietly eats his own portion. I glance at him, wondering for the first time just how much chaos one man could bring to a single voyage. And we're not even halfway to our destination yet. I can't. few hours later, the previously calm sea transformed into a violent, churning nightmare, with waves that seemed determined to swallow us whole. Celine's voice cuts through the chaos like a foghorn. Her crew looks more like they're auditioning for a disaster movie than managing a ship. They trip over ropes, shouting incoherently, and generally add to the pandemonium. Hold on. If y'all got motion sickness, please look away. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that there would be a moving background. Ron rolls up his sleeves, and with a look of grim determination grabs hold of the ship's wheel. Fights against the wind to keep us on course, every inch of him screaming, "I'm a hero, damn it." A rogue wave slams into the side of the ship, cutting his sentence short and nearly knocking him off his feet. But to his credit, he doesn't let go of the wheel. Bride guards overachieving even in storms. Above us, Angelo is, well, Angeloing. Angeloing. He leaps from sail to sail with all the grace of a deranged scroll. Deranged? Damn. Dying down ropes and securing the sails like he's born for chaos. I mean, yeah. He catches the falling pulley midair and throws it into place with terrifying precision. Okay. I'm not sure if I'm impressed or terrified. Possibly both. Meanwhile, Leonidas stands at the center of the deck, calm amidst the storm. His staff glows faintly as he chants a protective spell, a shimmering barrier forming around the ship to absorb the brunt of the waves. Ooh. Is that me? Well, Leonidas is busy looking like an angelic lighthouse. No. Jiro growls through his efforts, and Angelo turns the deck into his personal circus act. That's when I realize there's a key ingredient missing in all this chaos. Me, obviously. Time for the star of his production to shine. Clearly, it's magical clock. I clutch my staff, the storm whipping my hair dramatically around me because of course it does. Every great hero needs an entrance, the deck is chaotic. The crew panicking, but I know this is my moment to not do anything, because you're just gonna make it worse. Now let's see, wind, water, maybe fire for some flair, or earth magic. Wait, that seems questionable on a wooden ship. Decisions. No magic. Surely the crew can handle the storm, right? Right? The waves grow larger, and the ship creaks ominously as the crew struggles to keep it afloat. I cling to the railing, trying not to panic as the storm intensifies. Unfortunately, bracing ourselves isn't enough. A massive wave slams into the ship and everything goes dark. The days pass after the storm wrecks the slippery eel, leaving us stranded on a tiny, uninhabited island. Our supplies dwindle and morale hits rock bottom. I didn't use fire magic, what do you mean? Technically I didn't use fire magic, so... Angelo is unsurprisingly enjoying himself. He disappears into the jungle every day and returns with some horrifying creature for us to eat. Meanwhile, Jinra builds a sad excuse for a shelter, muttering complaints about being cursed with unstable party members. After it feels like weeks of sunburn, questionable meals, and everyone generally losing their minds, a familiar figure appears on the horizon. It's my mother, riding a giant sea serpent. With a wave of her hand, my mother summons a whirlwind that lifts us off the island and plops us onto a new ship she has apparently borrowed from some pirates. I slump onto the deck, equal parts relieved and exasperated. My mother just laughs, her chaotic energy as unrelenting as ever. What do you mean? What did you want me to do? Like, I can tell you that none of the options are really gonna help. Actually, I can make it faster. Nope, that I need the about. Alrighty. Oh no, wait. I already messed up. Hold on. Have to do it again. Alright, here we go. Okay, but like, what kind of magic would you even use in a storm? That's the thing. I mean, I guess I could try Earth. I don't know. They said you can't go the peaceful option. You gotta go as chaos. Alrighty. I guess it'd be like that sometimes. Okay, honestly, I need to save closer. I do. Don't have to do all this back and forth. Alright, we'll save here, so we're closer. Still wanna know why it's pixelated. Is it that horrifying, truly? Alrighty. Switch this. Skip. Skip. Alright. Earth, surely stabilizing the ship with nature's strength will work. With a dramatic wave, vines erupt from the deck, wrapping around the mast. For a moment I feel victorious. Until the entire ship transforms into a massive tree, complete with leaves and branches. Oh, the slippery eel stops dead in the water, and the storm carries us away, wrecking our leafy vessel against jagged rocks. Hey, it was something. Honestly, it's like, what do you want me to do? But I do think they should have made like different texture depending on what kind of magic you used. Wind? I don't know. Oh, wind magic, of course a little gust control will keep us afloat. With a flick of my wrist, I summon a powerful gust that counters the storm's fury, steadying the ship. The sails billow and sink, and the crew stares at me, half in awe, half in disbelief. The storm eventually calms, and we sail forward, closer to our destination. The ship creaks and groans as we limp toward a small uninhabited island. The damage from the storm is evident: torn sails, cracked wood, and a general vibe of we might sink any second now. And double, you can't just keep making up fees every time something goes wrong. Celine snaps her flippers for emphasis. Emphasis. Her unimpressed glare daring me to argue further. Naturally, I rise to the occasion. This is extortion. I refuse to pay a single coin more. With that, Celine waddles off, barking orders at her crew. I huff, crossing my arms as the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. Night falls, and the heat and humidity of the ship's interior make it impossible to sleep. My hair clings to my face, and every creak of the ship seems louder than ever. This is ridiculous. I refuse to suffer in silence. Wrapping my cloak, I venture outside, hoping the night air will provide some relief. A cool breeze hits my face as I step onto the deck, but I'm not alone. My surprise, Jinra is on the deck, leaning against the railing with a tired expression. His armor gleams faintly in the moonlight, but he looks more worn out than usual. Is that sweat? A lot of it? Jinra, shouldn't you be off charming the stars or something? Or are you trying to become one with your armor through heat immersion? Of course, you supervising. Heaven forbid Captain Overachiever takes a break. Right, and the sweating profusely thing? Is that part of your brilliant strategy, or are you baking a loaf of bread under all that armor? He chuckles, wiping his forehead with the back of his gauntlet, which only makes it worse. If anything, he looks even shinier now. I burst out laughing, unable to hold it in. The sight of my dignified, ever-serious brother melting in his own armor is too much. Honestly, Jinra, do you have to be this much of an overachiever all the time? Exhausting just watching you. Please, you're setting an example, alright? An example of what not to do. Like wearing a full suit of armor on a tropical island. We both grin at each other, the tension from earlier fading away. For a moment it feels like we're just siblings again, not a captain of the Royal Knights and the world's most fabulous witch. Ooh. Almost choked on my saliva again. Why does this always happen to me? Seriously though, Jinra. You don't have to be perfect all the time. I mean, look at me. I'm a shining example of imperfection and I'm thriving. Details, details. The point is, life's about balance. You should try being less nightly. Just for a day. You might actually enjoy it. No one, obviously. I'm unstoppable. We both laugh, the sound echoing across the deck. It's rare for Jinra to let his guard down like this, and I can't help but feel a little proud of myself for cracking his overly serious exterior. I'll take it. And for all of your everything, you're not bad yourself. We stand there for a while, just enjoying the cool breeze and the sound of the waves. It's not often we get moments like this, And I'm not about to ruin it by pointing out that he's definitely going to need to rehydrate after sweating through half his armor. Next morning, the ship stubbornly stays anchored, bobbing lazily like it's taking an unearned vacation. Naturally, this is unacceptable. Celine, why are we still here? I didn't sign up for a luxury cruise, you know. What repairs? It's barely a scratch. If anything, I improved the ship with a touch of dramatic flair. More holes? More holes in a mermaid's tail. Oh. Celine snaps her flippers with dramatic emphasis, her voice rising to a crescendo. I cross my arms, refusing to back down. Fine, so it's a little damaged, but keeping us stranded here is no solution. What are you even doing? She leans in, her seal-like features set in a mock frown, and I step back, suddenly aware of how loud her voice is. Excuse me for trying to save everyone during a life-threatening storm. You're welcome, by the way. We keep bickering, the crew subtly shifting away from us, clearly uses Celine's fury debates. Finally, she leans back, crossing her flippers with a theatrical sigh. Oh, here we go, a sob story to make me feel bad. Let me guess, you heroically fought the Kraken off with nothing but a rusty harpoon and your sharp wit. She winks at me, her grin wide and unapologetic. I blink, unsure if she's serious or just messing with me. This insufferable seal. I open my mouth to argue, but she waves the flipper dismissively and points toward the shore. Touch sand? What does that even mean? You're so cryptic it hurts. With that, she turns on her flippers and waddles away, barking orders at her crew. I stand there for a moment fuming, before finally stomping down the gangplank. Touch sand? What kind of dismissive condescending? Wait, sand. Beach. The realization hits me like one of Jinra's armored lectures. I've never been to a beach before. Touch sand. As if that's supposed to— oh. This is nice. Salty breeze tangles in my hair, and the sound of waves crashing against the shore is oddly soothing. I glance around, taking in the stretch of golden sand, the shimmering ocean, and— oh, what's this? A seashell. A tiny iridescent marvel of nature, glinting in the sunlight like a miniature treasure. Pick it up, turning it over in my hands. Look at you, little guy. All spirally and shiny. What's your story? Were you a wholesome sea creature? Did Celine evict you for not being— Why is Celine catching a stray right now? Like, I know she's not the greatest, but it was an unnecessary stray. I crouch down, scanning the sand for more treasures. Another shell catches my eye, this one pale pink and shaped like a fan. You're adorable. Why don't I have you as part of my wardrobe? Seashell couture sounds like a market waiting to be conquered. As I wander further along the beach, my collection of seashells grows. I find myself grinning like an idiot, marveling at the tiny, intricate details of each one. Why haven't I come to the beach before? This is brilliant. Who knew nature could be so entertaining? I'm so engrossed in my newfound hobby that I don't notice someone approaching until their shadow looms over me. A I whirl around to see Jinro standing there, arms crossed, a smug grin plastered across his face. Of course, it's Jinro, and of course he's here to ruin my fun. Oh, haha, very funny. I'm conducting important research, thank you very much. I glare at him, but my comeback dies on my lips as he shifts slightly, and I hear a faint scraping noise. My eyes narrow. Wait a second. Is it sand in your armor? He shifts again, and this time the scraping noise is unmistakable. I burst out laughing, clutching my sides as he tries, and fails to look dignified. This is too good. The mighty Jinra, captain of the Royal Knights, defeated by sand. You're a walking nightmare. It does get everywhere. One of the few reasons I never want to go back to a beach. No, it's hilarious. You're like a human maraca every time you... Jinro mutters something under his breath, trying to shake the sand loose, but it's clearly a losing battle. My laughter only intensifies. Oh, I'll remember. Every time you jingle like a tambourine, I'll remember. He rolls his eyes, but I can see the faintest switch of a smile at the corners of his mouth. For a moment, it's almost like we're kids again. Well, as close to kids as we ever got. Yeah, instead of playing tag, we got lessons on tactical evasion. Instead of hide and seek, it was stealth drills. Character building. Character building. Jinro, we ate moss. Moss. Barely. I still can't look at friends without feeling queasy. We both laugh, the sound carried away by the ocean breeze. It's a rare moment, this. Just the two of us. Joking and reminiscing without any of the usual bickering. Normal's overrated anyway. What is childhood innocence when you can have childhood fireball lessons? True! I think I would take the fireball lessons over going to the beach any day. We both chuckle, and for once, there's no sarcasm or teasing in his tone, just genuine fondness. I glance at him, and for a moment, I see not the infuriatingly stoic knight, but the brother who used to patch up my scrapes after a particularly rough spellcasting duel. Thanks, Jinro, for everything. Even if you are a half-human demon sandbag right now. He smirks, shaking his head as he brushes off some sand, unsuccessfully of course. And as the waves lap gently at the shore, I can't help but feel grateful for moments like this, even if they come with a side of sand. Later, the dining area aboard the ship is eerily quiet except for the occasional crunch of Angelo's breakfast being devoured by the crew. Hirsch chicken. Celine's booming laughter echoes through the room, accompanied by the enthusiastic clatter of forks against plates. Meanwhile, I stare at my portion with a mix of curiosity and dread. We're all mad. Completely irreversibly mad. I mean... unless it's like poisonous. Leonidas sitting across from me, bless him, carefully peels away a piece of meat, his expression one of wary grace. Jinro, of course, is eating like he hasn't had a meal in weeks, barely even registering the fact that his chicken looks more like something drenched up from a nightmare. Despite my better judgment, I finally take a bite. surprise, it's actually not bad. Spice just right to see in the strangest way. Still, I'm not entirely sure if the aftertaste is a delicacy or my insanity slipping away. It might be bad. I mean, it might be both. Not bad, both. Well, at least we're not starving. Angelo says nothing, simply continuing his meal, with the same calm demeanor he always wears. I make a mental note never to question his methods again. Maybe. The next few days of smooth sailing passed by surprisingly quickly, the ship cutting through the waves as if blessed by the winds themselves. Or maybe just by the cursed chicken. Who knows? I'm standing on the deck squinting at the horizon, and something clicks in my brain. Location, the coordinates, the map, and this is it. Celine, stop the ship! Celine waddles over, snapping her flippers together in irritation. I shove the map under her nose, tapping the big X marked in the middle of the ocean. Celine narrows her eyes, her gaze flicking between me and the sea. Ship slows, the crew bustling about as Celine shouts commands. Salty air feels heavier somehow, charged with anticipation. Plan, dear brother, is simple. We use a scroll, turn into mermaids, and dive in to retrieve the tear. Easy. You'd be surprised. She could try. I shoot him a glare, but he waves me off, clearly too satisfied with his own quip. Oh, how noble of you, staying behind to supervise. Very heroic. Not the probably. Like the probably like turns like something that's like set in like 100% to like 80. Leonidas steps forward, his calm demeanor as steady as ever. Angelo, ever the man of few words, simply nods, adjusting his crossbow with a practiced hand. Alright then, let's do this. The scroll spread before us, I recite the incantation, confident in my magical prowess. The crew watches eagerly as the words shimmer in the air, and an otherworldly glow envelops us. And then poof, everything changes. First thing I notice is the tail, a ridiculously sparkly, glittering, overly dramatic blue tail. Looks like someone accidentally spilled a wizard's entire stash of enchanted sequins onto a fish. Oh no! Why am I sparkling? Why is there so much glitter? This is not dignified. Spin around, or at least I try to, given my newfound lack of legs. My tiny stubby arms flail uselessly, and it's only then that I realize. Wait, why am I smaller? Am I shrunken? I glance down at my dainty fins, my chubby cheeks, and my tiny, glittery hands. I'm practically the size of a tavern's decorative fish statue. No, smaller. Become a wee sea pirate. Sea sprite. I swear I can read. First to live out my days as an adorable pocket-sized mermaid. Look like I belong on someone's coat of arms. And then I see Leonidas. Oh, of course he would still manage to look majestic in this ridiculous thing. Dang. His tail is a deep crimson, regal and imposing, shimmering like the scales of a legendary sea dragon. His pink hair flows behind him like a royal banner, and even his tiny crown, like fins. Look noble. Of course you look like you just swum out of an epic poem. Why wouldn't you? Oh, he called me radiant. No. Radiant? I look like someone dunked a lantern in glue and rolled it through a pile of enchanted gemstones. Meanwhile, you're over there looking like Neptune's heir. Leonidas smiles patiently, because of course he does. And then there's Angelo. Oh. Oh, he's even worse. Even worse. What does he look like? Oh my god. Jeez. Angelo's tail is sleek and menacing. It's marked with faint scars, giving him the air of an underwater warrior who's fought off 100 sea beasts. Even in this pint-sized form, looks like something out of a sailor's nightmare. A shadowy shark kin, both cool and intimidating. Oh no, why does he get to look so dangerous? Angelo, as expected, says nothing. Instead, he raises an unimpressed eyebrow before flicking his shark tail and diving into the water with an effortless, graceful splash. Not a ripple out of place. Show off. Pops back up briefly, smirking silently before giving me a slow, mocking wait. Dwell on appearances. Dwell on appearances! Look at me! Leonidas tilts his head, thoughtfully, always a diplomat, and gestures toward the water with his tiny, princely hand. Bro just called me a fucking flashlight! No way! Oh my god. Bro deserves a punch for that one. Oh, I guess it has been 40 minutes. Fine. Let me try. Leonidas, ever the optimist, gives me an encouraging nod. Movements are so smooth and elegant, it's downright unfair. Meanwhile, I manage an awkward flop into the water. There's no other word for it. I flop like an upside-down carp. Fantastic! I'm a noble fish out of water. Literally. I pop back up to the surface, huffing dramatically. Angelo is still smirking at me from a distance, his tail slicing through the water like a blade. He's probably judging my swimming skills silently. I hate how cool he looks. Even as a tiny mer shark, he's somehow terrifyingly stylish. Leonidas swims closer, his calm presence a stark contrast to Angelo's mischief. And yeah, it does. Oh, I'm very aware of its magic. I just don't appreciate being its latest joke. Oh, nice. I'll hold you to that, Prince Fish. The world beneath the waves is a dazzling spectacle. Coral reefs and vibrant hues stretch out like underwater gardens, and schools of fish dart around us like living rainbows. This is incredible! Why didn't anyone tell me the ocean was this pretty? Look at all those fish! Oh, and those sparkly rocks! Wait, are those rocks or fish? I spin in place, sparkling in all my glittery glory, trying to take in everything at once. Leonidas swims up beside me, his calm demeanor slightly amused. Bioluminescence? You mean sparkly sea magic? Amazing! Oh, what's that over there? Leonidas chuckles softly as I dart from one wonder to the next, bombarding him with questions about the underwater world. Anymore. No! You sound like an encyclopedia. Do you study fish or something? Oh my god, he's such a nerd. I stare at him, momentarily forgetting the sparkling spectacle around me. Of course you did. You'd probably make friends with the fish if you tried hard enough. Appreciate that about this guy. This guy. Before I can launch into another round of questions, I get an idea. A brilliant, slightly chaotic idea. Alright, gentlemen, enough sightseeing. Time for a race. Let's see who the fastest fish person is. Angelo, who's been brooding nearby, raises an eyebrow but says nothing. A shrug, he nods in agreement. Oh, come on, Leonidas. Where's your sense of adventure? You can be the referee if you're too afraid of losing. Ooh, those are fighting words right there. We line up on an imaginary starting line. Leonidas hovers nearby, excruciatingly radiating authority even underwater. I kick off with all the enthusiasm of someone determined to prove herself. Angela, of course, glides ahead with effortless grace. Oh no, you don't. Push myself harder, my sparkly tail leaving a trail of shimmering bubbles in my wake. Angela stays ahead, but I notice something strange. He seems to slow down slightly, just enough for me to gain on him. Is he... is he letting me catch up? No matter, I'll take the win. One final burst of speed, I dart past Angelo and cross the imaginary finish line, throwing my arms up in victory. Yes, I win! I am the fastest glitter fish in the sea. I twirl in celebration, completely ignoring the amused look on Leonidas' face. As he swims closer, I can almost hear the "you do know he let you win" forming in his mind. Before Leonidas can ruin my moment, Angelo raises a single finger to his lips. Leonidas hesitates, then nods slightly. Oh, don't worry, she knows. She knows. What? What were you gonna say? Of course I was. Did you see that speed? That determination? Clearly, I was born to be queen of the sea. Angelo stays silent, his expression as stoic as ever, but there's a faint glint in his eyes that's almost like... approval? Maybe? It's hard to tell with him. Alright, fine. Maybe this whole mermaid thing isn't so bad after all. Just as we're catching our breath from the race, a shadow looms over us. Why does he look so swole? Alrighty. I had to mute, but so I was like, okay, so I have to mute for a little bit. Might as well go get some more food. And then that started, so I was like, alright, then I'll just take a break. Anyways, a massive crab. Well, not so massive as we're the only ones being small, with claws the size of boulders, emerges from behind the coral reef. Why is the ocean always trying to kill us? Crab lets out a low menacing click and charges forward, claws snapping. Angelo is faster, swimming in front of me before I can react. His black and red tail flicks sharply. Wait, black and red tail. Okay. As he draws his daggers, placing himself between me and the monster. Crab lunges, but Angelo dodges with shark-like grace, twisting in the water to avoid its claws. He circles the beast, looking for a weak spot. Leonidas swims closer, murmuring a soft incantation as a protective shield of light forms around us. Ooh, what if I do earth magic? Alright, before I do anything, because I don't want to have to come all the way back here from where I last saved. I summon the power of earth magic, channeling it into the seafloor. The water trembles as the ground beneath us rumbles ominously, sending a shockwave through the ruins. With a sudden thunderous crack, a massive boulder bursts free from the seabed, propelled upward like a titan rising from slumber. The crab mid-thrash, and clearly unimpressed with my life choices, doesn't have time to react as the boulder slams into its massive shell with a resounding crunch. Its shell splinters under the force, cracks spidering across its once imposing armor. The crab freezes for a moment, clearly stunned, before it lets out a gurgling screech and collapses onto the ocean floor. I beam at the praise, marveling at my own genius as the crab finally retreats defeated. After that's taken care of, I glance at my protector and realize I should probably say something. And then I see Angelo. I turn to Angelo, who seems to be... Is he cleaning his daggers right now? So, thanks for saving me from becoming crab food. That was very cool of you in a totally nonchalant way. Angelo raises an eyebrow, clearly unimpressed with my awkward attempt at gratitude. Why? I'm trying to be sincere. He gives me a small smile, just a slight curve of his lips, but it's enough to make me pause. That's it. That's all he says, in just those 2 words. Whatever do you mean? He shrugs. Then, with a flick of his tail, he swims past me, leaving me standing there, sputtering. Well, that is Angelo for you. We swim deeper, and the underwater ruins come into view. Pearl has woven itself through ancient stone arches, winding them around like nature's way of reclaiming the past. Well, it's beautiful. And totally not haunted. Nope, no ghostly mermaids lurking behind those pillars. Leonidas casts me a patient glance, because of course he does, before floating closer to the ruins. His movements are careful, deliberate, as if he's afraid to disturb the silence. Angelo, on the other hand, swims a few paces behind us, his gaze sharp and watchful. There's a heaviness in his voice, like the weight of centuries has settled there. I glance around, taking in the crumbled statues and faded carvings, their intricate designs barely visible through the layers of algae. Or algae. It's one of those. I don't know. I'll just go with algae. Okay, maybe not haunted, but definitely tragic. And eerie. Haunted by vibes, if nothing else. What was it like? Leonidas doesn't answer right away. Instead, he brushes his finger along a carved pillar, his face thoughtful, like he's trying to decide whether to spin a tale or compose an epic ballad. Angelo, as usual, lurks nearby, his sharp eyes scanning the ruins with the focus of a hunter stalking prey. Why does he always look like he's pondering the fate of the kingdoms while I'm here wondering wondering if seaweeds get itchy? Does seaweed get itchy? I wonder. See, now I'm thinking about it too. Damn. Alive? Like, how? mermaid banquets in coral courtyards. His voice has the weight of a bard spinning a tale at a grand feast. Angelo for once doesn't scoff. Instead, he tilts his head, his tail flicking as though testing the waters of the story. Right, because what's a kingdom without glowing fish lighting the way? So they were oceanic architects. That's kind of impressive. His voice takes on a reverent tone, and for a moment the runes seem to glow just a little brighter. Even Angelo's sharp gaze lingers on a broken statue, his usual skepticism replaced by quiet curiosity. I blink, trying to imagine it all. Spires of light, gardens of coral, whales humming melodies that could shape tides. It's grand, otherworldly, and just a little overwhelming. And here I thought their biggest accomplishment was looking glamorous underwater. What happened to them? Leonidas's shoulders tense, but his voice remained steady, though quieter. He pauses, his gaze distant, as if watching the tale unfold before his eyes. Angelo flicks his tail sharply, motion sending a small cloud of sand swirling up from the seafloor. It is always greed. It is. It's crazy how it's always greed. And it never changes. His voice grows quieter, the weight of his words settling like a nope, over the scene. Angelo doesn't say anything, but his fingers trace the carvings on a shattered column, his usual sharpness dulled by something softer. So they're tears. They destroyed them. They built all this and still couldn't stop it from crumbling. The silence that follows feels heavy, the ruins pressing in around us like ghosts whispering their warnings. I look to Leonidas, his calm expression hiding something deeper, and to Angelo, who flicks his tail once more before turning away. Leonidas nods, his composure returning as he gestures toward the deeper ruins. I follow, my mind still swirling with the story of the mermaid's kingdom. For once, I don't have anything clever to say. A magical city ruined by greed, and here I am chasing their tear like it's just another prize. Great job, Marin. Truly noble of you. Leonidas' voice is steady, calm, but there's a weight to his words that I can't ignore. Darn it, I know he's just not talking about the mermaids, he's talking about me too. My magic has caused plenty of chaos, mostly harmless if you ask me, but standing here in this place, it feels different. It feels heavier. I didn't think it would feel like this, coming here, seeing all of this. It makes me wonder if I'm no better than the ones who destroyed them. I nod, though my chest still feels heavy. My magic has always been my way of standing out, but now I'm not so sure. Oh, let me go check something real quick. Okay, be good. Angelo, the ever-quiet one, says nothing. When I glance at him, his face is unreadable. Even Angelo seems affected. That's how you know this place is serious. If it can make him pause, it's practically sacred. Leonidas raises his hands in a silent prayer, and the light radiating from him bathes the ruins in some kind of ethereal glow. The light from a spell flickers gently. Once I have no witty retort, no dramatic commentary, just silence. Maybe that's what this place deserves. Leonidas finishes his prayer and glances back at us. There's a small smile on his face. A grateful, gentle. It's the kind of smile that says everything without saying a word. I nod again, though I can't quite meet his gaze. Angelo adjusts his daggers, his silence continuing to speak louder than any words. For all our differences, maybe we're not so different after all. We each have our scars, our regrets, our reasons for being here. And for once, it feels like we're moving forward together. As we leave the ruins behind, I glance over my shoulder one last time. The shadows seem to linger, whispering secrets we'll never fully understand. And maybe that's for the best. We swim deeper into the ocean, the ruins fading from view, but the weight of their history stays with me. Water grows darker as we approach the heart of the ruins. Oh, that's big. And then there it is, a massive white creature with a horn protruding from its head, floating ominously in our path. Angelo unsheaths his twin daggers, ready to kick some whale behind. Before he can dart forward, Leonidas holds out an arm, stopping him in his tracks. Sorry, I had a yawn. The creature slowly opens its large eyes. It's not just a creature, it's sentient. And then, to my utter shock, it speaks. I was hoping you'd be so kind as to, give us a mermaid tear, but I completely understand if you don't want to. You know, it's the kind of thing you say. His voice resonates through the water, deep and saddened. Leonidas bows slightly, his expression reverent, while Angelo simply lowers his blades, though his grip remains firm. Oh, Mr. Cyrenius? Cyrenius? Oh god, so hard. We're here for a mermaid tear. You see, I have to win a potion competition. Before you say anything, yes, I realize how that sounds, but hear me out. I swim forward, clearing my throat dramatically. There's one thing I'm good at, it's telling a story. And if there's one thing I'm amazing at, it's making that story sound absolutely vital to the fate of the world, even if it's just about me. I come from the Brideguard family. Perhaps you've heard of us? Oh wait, of course you haven't, because most of us were murdered in a... yes, really. My father, Altair Brideguard, is the sole survivor of our noble name. Why, you ask? Because he's a genius mage and hero who lost everything in one fell swoop. His brother gone, his entire family wiped out. And yet, like the phoenix from the ashes, he rebuilt what was lost. But that's not all. Oh no. Cyrenius tilts his massive head slightly, his sad expression now tinged with mild curiosity. Angelo crosses his arms, his daggers now forgotten, as if intrigued despite himself. Good. Let's talk about my mother, my Brideguard, the woman who once worked for Raven Roughnight, a dark twisted genius who tried to take over the world. She was enslaved, forced to serve his evil whims, but did she let that define her? Absolutely not. She broke free, turned her life around, and married my father, becoming a legend in her own right. Right, just let her go. Let her. And then there's me, Mayrin Wheeler Brideguard III, the middle child of 6 tuplets, constantly overshadowed by overachievers and prodigies. Wait. So all 6 at once? Oh, I pray for that woman. I pray for that woman. Holy. That could not have been a pleasant experience. Do you know what it's like to live in a family where everyone is a genius? No? Allow me to enlighten you. While dramatically gesturing wildly as Cyrenius' eyes seem to blink in slow fascination, Leonidas rubs his temple, clearly torn between exasperation and amusement. My siblings are all brilliant. Iron, the scholar, probably inventing the cure for boredom as we speak. Kylie, the alchemist, who could accidentally blow up a continent, but would still be praised for her creativity. Lynn, the brooding shadow who probably solved world hunger while sulking in a corner. Hal, the duelist who can defeat furniture and foes alike. And Zemo, the enchanting enchanter who once made my soup spoon sing. Sing, I tell you. And then there's Jinra. Oh, wait, yes, him, sorry, wrong line. Yes, there's also him. And yet, despite all of this brilliance around me, I've managed to shine. Why? Because I have a dream. A dream to prove that I'm not just another bride guard, but the bride guard. And that's why I need this mermaid here. To prove that I can win, that I can achieve greatness, and that I, Mayrin Wheeler Brideguard III, am not to be underestimated. I end with a flourish, throwing my arms wide as if addressing a grand audience. And the fact that I had to read all that is hurting me. Ugh. There's a moment of silence, save for the distant hum of the ocean, before Cyrenius speaks again. It is. Thank you. I glance back to see Leonidas shaking his head, though there's a faint smile tugging at his lips. Angelo, meanwhile, seems genuinely intrigued. His usual demeanor softened just slightly. True, if it works, it works. I turn back to Cyrenius, whose eyes no longer look quite so heavy with sorrow. Instead, there's a faint glimmer of something. Hope, maybe? Or just amusement. Either way, I'll take it. Okay, it's the riddle. Born in the heavens but live on the ground. Essential to life yet can bring destruction. Heaven? I mean, not heaven, human, that's what I meant. I glance at Angelo, who crosses his arms as if deep in thought. And by deep in thought, I mean he's absolutely about to say something that makes no sense whatsoever. A catapult? What, do you think clouds are just... I don't know how to pronounce that word. Trabush in disguise? No, the answer is clearly T. Essential to life, destructive if properly brewed. Angelo shrugs, entirely unbothered by the ancient sea guardian's judgment, while I tap my chin dramatically as if the fate of the world rests on my next guess. Oh, brilliant. Let's go with the thing that actually wipes out towns. Very subtle. My turn. I raise a finger triumphantly. Cake. Somebody slap her, please. Yes, cake, essential to life, and if thrown with sufficient force, absolutely destructive. Ever been hit in the face with a fruitcake? Exactly. Oh, give me a second, though. Phone decided it wanted to start dying. As you do, I suppose. Murdered by cake. See, it makes sense. Thank you. Good heavens, Angelo, must you pick all the unhinged ones? I mean, he's a rogue. Fine, my final answer is a goose. Okay. Yes, a goose. Have you met a goose, Leonidas? They fall from the sky. They take up residence on land and they bring destruction wherever they go. Sounds exactly like the answer to me. You don't know that. Thank you. Oh, I don't even remember what was it? More in the heavens, to the ground, can be destructive. Oh, it's a water. No, I don't have my repertoire. Leonidas steps forward, his serene expression tinged with exasperation, and bows slightly towards Cyrenius. The last voice, the voice of reason. Cyrenius shifts aside, granting us passage, and Leonidas turns back to the group with a pointed look. It was my next. No, it wasn't. Shut up. Cyrenius' voice echoes around us as the glowing maze materializes from the depths of the ocean floor. The walls shimmer faintly, shifting like waves, enclosing us within a labyrinth of light. Oh great, a maze! Just what I need in my life. No. Stop him, please. Angelo, it's a magical maze. It's not going to crumble just because you glare at it. Leonidas raises a hand, clearly trying to keep order before this degenerates further. Before he can finish, Angelo strides toward and punches one of the walls with his fist. The wall ripples like jelly unimpressed. Yes, excellent plan. Let's solve this by bullying the architecture. Meanwhile, I'm already muttering an incantation, convinced I can magic our way out of this nonsense. A spark of light forms at the tip of my hand and flares out toward the wall, only to fizzle out like a deflating balloon. What? No magic? This is ridiculous. What kind of maze doesn't respect the rules of spellcasting? Well, I'm fresh out of resolve, and teamwork isn't exactly our strong suit. Angelo picks up a rock and hurls it at a corner where two walls meet. It bounces off harmlessly, spinning lazily into the abyss. Yes, clearly. If at first you don't succeed, throw rocks at random things. Genius. Leonidas face palms, visibly trying to maintain his composure. Forever with you two? Absolutely not. Fine, let's think. What do we know about mazes? Well, yes, but... And if you don't have patience? Fantastic. I see we're all contributing. There we go. Equally. After a few more rounds of futile magic, rock throwing, and general bickering, we finally agree to work together. Alright, I'll memorize the paths we've taken so far. With a mix of grudging cooperation In growing exasperation, we trudge forward. I know every twist and turn. Leonidas leaves small glowing marks on the walls, and Angela occasionally hacks at the walls just to test their integrity. Eventually, we stumble upon a strange, dimly glowing section of the maze. This wall looks different. Angela, want to take a swing at it? The quick slice of his dagger, the wall wavers, and then shatters like glass, revealing an opening. Wonderful. I was starting to think we'd end up as a tragic tale of three idiots lost forever. The shimmering waters part, revealing an ancient underwater vault. The moment we cross the threshold, a strange light envelops us, and just like that, we're back to our regular forms. I'm once again Mayrin Wheeler, Brideguard III, fully human, fully dramatic, and fully confused about what's next. Finally, let's get this over with. What do we have to do? Fight a kraken? Solve another riddle? Oh, please, let it not be another maze. He pauses for dramatic effect. I lean in slightly, impatient for his answer. Produce. What? That's it? How hard could that be? Just make someone cry? Angelo, tell me your saddest story. Or maybe Leonidas can read us one of his holy scrolls about eternal penance. Problem solved. Oh, true love's kiss. Oh. The words echo ominously in the chamber, and I stare at him, utterly flabbergasted. True love's kiss? Are you kidding me? Who even designed this vault? Was it enchanted by a bard who writes tragic romances? I mean, I could think of another way, but I don't know. I gape at him, filling my arms dramatically. I have succeeded because this is ridiculous. You want me to kiss someone to make a mermaid cry? I said it don't work. Who am I to argue with her? True. I narrow my eyes at him. He's enjoying this way too much. For some reason, he's starting to remind me of my mother. It's absurd. Completely and utterly absurd. Why not just ask for an intricate magic spell or a riddle about a fox and a chicken crossing a river? No, it's gotta be a kiss. Oh yeah, because I don't want to have to do everything over again. Let me just quickly save. Angelo shifts uncomfortably, rubbing the back of his neck. Leonidas, ever the stoic, folds his arms and speaks calmly, though his tone is serious. Duty to a bunch of glittery fish people? You're just saying that because you don't have anyone. You don't have to kiss anyone. Leonidas looks at me with an unreadable expression while Angelo clears his throat. For some reason, they're both avoiding eye contact with each other. Wait a minute. You don't have a girlfriend or something, do you? Someone you can just smooch and get this over with? A childhood sweethearts? Betrothed maidens waiting in some castle? They both turn their gazes toward me, looking utterly baffled, and, dare I say, offended. My confusion grows. What? Why are you looking at me like that? What did I say? Aware of what? Angelo sighs, muttering under his breath. What's unbelievable? Someone explain before I lose my mind. Huh? wait. So wait, what's the... Wait, so... What? So wait, Dad was in all this the whole time? Wait, what now? Sort of what? The realization hits me like a runaway carriage. The love potion, the mermaid tear, the bodyguards, my mother's devious smile, my father's sudden enthusiasm for this trip. It all clicks. Oh my stars. She bamboozled me. My own mother set me up. Serenius snickers, his massive form rippling with laughter. He's practically vibrating with glee. Entertained? You're entertained? My life is a convoluted matchmaking scheme and you're entertained? Dude's just like, yeah, continue, please. Oh god. I throw my hands up in frustration, while Angelo sighs and Leonidas shifts uncomfortably. Neither of them looks particularly thrilled about this revelation either, but Serenius is having the time of his life. Oh, why do you two even agree to this? I'm a walking disaster, a living bomb. I burn things on a whim. I destroy sofas, set chandeliers ablaze, and cause an entire house to flood once. Did you not get the memo? Angelo, ever the unflappable one, grins like he's just won the jackpot. Bro said that's what I was promised. They said, you get a girl who can flood a house, who can even set chandeliers ablaze. He was like, sign me up. Bro said, she's chaotic. Oh yeah, that's my kind of woman. I can't. Okay. Promised by who? Okay, well. Yeah, okay. Mom. He shrugs nonchalantly, and I feel my eye twitch. My own mother has sold me out. Again. Oh, let me guess. Did he describe me as a gift to the kingdom or something equally ridiculous? Leonidas' faint smile softens his words, but I'm too busy spiraling to notice the rare compliment. Lively, gifted, that's just fancy talk for a chaotic menace who keeps everyone on their toes. Honestly, Shinra probably just wants to pass the baton on supervising me so he can stop scaring off his own fiancés. Angelo's grin widens as he barely suppresses a chuckle. Leonidas glances away, and his faint smile threatens to grow. And then Serenius, oh Serenius, erupts into booming laughter, shaking the vault with his joy. Why are you all laughing? I should be crying. Do you not understand the level of tragedy I'm experiencing right now? I throw my arms in the air, letting out a frustrated groan as the others compose themselves. If this is what my life has become, I might as well embrace the chaos. Again. This can't be happening. I have to pick? Pick? What is this? Some bizarre love triangle orchestrated by my mother? Not me trying to have like a serious moment, and the sirens are like, woo! I go between Leonidas and Angelo, both of whom stand stoically, too stoically. Meanwhile, Serenius looks like he's thoroughly enjoying my suffering. Alright, a bit closer. Yes. I glare at him, which only makes his grin widen. Of course he's finding this hilarious. Everyone finds my misery hilarious. The awkward silence in the vault is so thick it could smother a dragon. Serenius, lounging nearby in all his massive smug glory, watches the scene unfold like it's the most riveting performance of his life. the instruction. Bro. Leonidas clears his throat, sounding like he's about to deliver a royal decree. Angelo leans against the wall, arms crossed, looking like he'd rather do a Kraken than participate in this nonsense. I mean, that could be arranged. Go knighted. They both turn to look at me like I'm supposed to magically solve this problem, which technically I could, but no way am I wasting a spell slot on this. I'm sorry, I got rid of it. Oh, for the love, just go together. For all I care, synchronize it or something, get creative. Both of them blink at me, clearly caught off guard by my suggestion. Yes, together at the same time with bells on if you want. I don't care, just get it over with before I lose my mind. Yes, that's a yes, I don't care. Respectfully, just do it. Leonidas and Angelo exchange glances, an unspoken agreement, or perhaps mutual reluctance passing between them. Tyrannus, meanwhile, is practically vibrating with anticipation. Leonidas takes a deep breath, straightening his posture as if preparing for a duel. Angelo shrugs, muttering something about getting it done, and then... Leonidas brushes his lips against my right cheek with the precision and grace of a knight presenting an offering to royalty. Angelo on my left delivers his kiss like he's defusing a bomb, quick and efficient. Both happen in the same instant. Excuse me? I snap out of my daze to glare at the giant whale, who looks decidedly unimpressed. Leonidas steps back, his composure intact, but his ears suspiciously pink. Angelo retreats as well, his arms crossed, his tail flicking in clear irritation. Wait, he has a tail? Wait, he's had a tail this whole time? Wait, what? Underwhelming? What was wrong with that? Excuse me? That was perfectly synchronized and very respectful. I have standards, okay. I gape at Serenius, my indignation bubbling to the surface. You're really failing us over this. After that, we synchronized for C's sake. With the flick of his massive tail, Serenius seals the vault, its glow fading as the trial ends. I slump to the ground, utterly defeated. This is unbelievable. I'm failing a magical trial because two grown men couldn't handle a simple cheek kiss. I bury my face in my hands as the two of them start bickering. Somewhere nearby, Serenius chuckles to himself, clearly relishing every second of this disaster. Great, not only did I fail, but I've also become a giant whale's favorite comedy show. Fantastic! Back on the ship, I'm pacing furiously while Shinra leans against the mast, watching me with the resigned patience of a man who's had enough of my nonsense for a lifetime. Why didn't you tell me? This whole ridiculous expedition was a matchmaking scheme. I would have stayed home and set fire to my room in protest. I sputter, completely out of words. Leonidas and Angelo step forward, both looking slightly uncomfortable but surprisingly sincere. Their calm, rational tones only fuel my frustration. I cross my arms, glaring at all three of them. Shinra, Leonidas, Angelo. The unholy trinity of my current misery. Well, I'll think about it, and while I do, I'll make sure everyone's life is miserable. It's especially you, Shinra. Shinra raises his hands in mock surrender, his tone flat but resigned. He's so done that it's almost funny. Almost. But I catch a flicker of unease in his eyes when I flash my most devious smile. Oh yes, he knows something's coming. They think they can outmaneuver me, they've got another thing coming. I'm the third Brideguard sibling. Chaos is in my blood. Leonidas watches me carefully, his expression calm but slightly wary. I smirk, already plotting my next move. The sea may be calm now, but things are about to get very, very turbulent. Yep, I love they said question mark. Oh, let me go take a look at the itch page real quick though. See if there's like another ending somewhere. I don't think there was, but... I don't know. I don't know how many there are. Oh. Okay, I see. So, there are other endings. Where... So somehow, someway, I got like the harem ending. But apparently you can also get one with a single of them. With a single of them? You know what I'm trying to say. Question is, do I want to do that right now? So I think the only reason why I got it is because I threw fire at Angelo that one time. They said Leonidas doesn't approve of magic. Wow, Angelo is like, hell yeah. So, I mean, I guess I might as well. Because there's not really much else to do. That means I'd have to start from here, though. Oh wait, actually no. Wait a minute. Because maybe I can scroll back. Yep. Okay. So I guess we can try Angelo. Why is he more fabulous? Okay. And there's Angelo. And some fire. Now I just have to wait for the next one. Yeah. Alright. But yeah, they said I can't do it like when it comes so like if I use fire on the ship. Oh, hey. I went with him this time? Oh, okay. Hold on. So where do we even start looking for mermaid-related magic in this maze? He points ever so casually to the largest and most ostentatious building in sight. Design reads, Marvelous Magnus's Magic Emporium in gaudy gold letters. Well, yeah. Alright. Now we have Angela with us this time, so it should be different. Alright. Before he can retort, Angelo takes a step forward, his hand resting casually but menacingly on his crossbow. Not him saying try again. Like, just casually try again. Casually try again. The shopkeeper's indignation evaporates instantly. He stammers something about inventory and scurries into some random crate at the back. Intimidation by crossbow. Effective, I'll admit. While Angelo looms over the counter, I slip into the storeroom. It's cramped and cluttered with scrolls scattered haphazardly across the shelves. I pick up this first scroll glowing faintly, runes spiraling along its edges. Too perfect. Let's see, fake, no sea salt residue. Next one has the right texture but smells distinctly like lavender. Bubble bath potion. Why does this man have so many bath-related spells? Finally, I spot a scroll tucked behind a jar of pickled tentacles. Its glow is faint, the parchment rough and weathered. Bingo! Just as I grab it, the door slams open and the shopkeeper bursts in, followed closely by Angelo. Angelo raises his crossbow and the man freezes mid-rant, his hand shooting up in surrender. Angelo, no need for violence. This calls for a more elegant solution. With a flick of my wrist, a soft glow envelops the shopkeeper. His eyes droop and he collapses into a heap, snoring peacefully. What? You can't solve everything with threats? I crouch down, pressing a small stack of coins into the man's hand. After all, even swindlers have to eat. For your trouble. Maybe invest in something other than fake mermaid scrolls next time. Angelo doesn't comment, but there's a faint glimmer of approval in his eyes as I hold up the scroll triumphantly. See? Intelligence and charm win the day. Let's go. I leave the shop behind, the scroll secured in my bag, and the shopkeeper still blissfully snoozing on the floor. Another victory for Mayrin Wheeler Briarguard III. And maybe, just maybe, Angela's starting to see it too. Alrighty. Wait. Wait. Alright, Angelo saunters over, his crossbow casually slung over his shoulder, as if the rocking of the ship is merely a mild inconvenience. No, I'm practicing for a role as a dying fish. Yes, I'm sick. He doesn't respond, just smirks and leans against the railing. Then, without warning, he raises his crossbow and fires at something. A startled seagull lets out a dramatic squawk as it dodges the bolt, which narrowly misses the ship's mast before splashing into the water. What are you doing? At what? He fires again, this time hitting a piece of driftwood bobbing in the waves. Then another shot, this time at a rope dangling precariously from the mast. The crew yelps as it falls, narrowly missing them. Missed? Despite my nausea, I can't help but laugh at the sheer absurdity of it all. Angelo glances at me, his smirk widening slightly. Just as I'm settling into a moment of calm, a tiny rustling sound catches my attention. A mouse scurries out from a crate nearby, twitching its whiskers. They made it sound so cute. That's the thing, it's like, when I see mice from afar, it's like really adorable. But then when it gets close to me, I'm like, oh hell no, get away from me. Is that weird? I like them from afar, but if they get too close, I'm like, no, get away from me. Oh, hello, little friend. Angelo, however, tenses immediately. His relaxed posture stiffens, and his gaze locks onto the mouse like it's a dragon in disguise. Angelo? The mouse takes a few curious steps forward, and Angelo shifts back. Not dramatically, but enough for me to notice. You're not scared of it, are you? You are! Then what is it? Caution? I mean, fair, but... The mouse switches its nose and scampers closer. Angelo steps back again, just a tiny step, but enough to make me grin. Oh, I see. The fearless Angelo Valmont, who takes on bandits and monsters without a second thought, is wary of a tiny little mouse. Angelo glares at me, but there's no real heat behind it. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. Your secret's safe with me. He watches me for a moment, then shakes his head with a quiet huff. Little. The mouse scurries off, disappearing behind a crate. Angelo visibly relaxes, though he's clearly pretending nothing happened. Yeah, actually I think I am. I take a deep breath, realizing that the nausea is completely gone. The distraction worked better than I expected. Thanks, Angelo. He gives a small nod, his usual polite way of acknowledging things, but just as he turns to leave, I can't resist one last tease. You know, I think the mouse liked you. He's just like, no. Oh, definitely. It was making heart eyes at you. For a split second, I swear, I see the faintest hint of a smile on his face. Oh, always. As he walks off, I lean against the railing, feeling lighter. Seasickness is gone, and for the first time since we set sail, I feel at ease. Who knew? Turns out a little teasing is good for the soul. Curator. And then we start skipping again. Okay. Oh, it's Angelo this time. It's not our brother. Oh, so... is it... Jira? When you're on, like, the harem route? So you're not, like, favoring one more than the other? Is that it? Sorry, I was munching and the crunch was going to be really loud. I spot Angela sitting at the edge of the deck, silhouetted against the moonlit waves. His hood is down and for once he looks almost peaceful, until I get closer. The moment my footsteps creak against the wooden planks, he tenses, his hand instinctively moving toward the crossbow at his side. Whoa there, Crossbow McParanoid, it's just me. Recognition softens his expression, and his hand drops from the weapon. Well, softens might be an exaggeration. This is Angelo after all. Do you always sit on the edge of things looking like you're waiting to be ambushed? Or is this just part of the brooding aesthetic? Oh, so the brooding is multitasking, got it. He actually smirks at that, a quick flicker of amusement crossing his face before disappearing again. Without a word, he shifts slightly, making room for me on the edge of the deck. I hesitate for a moment before sitting beside him. The sea stretches endlessly before us, moonlight shimmering on the waves. For a moment, neither of us speaks. Then... so, what's your favorite color? Your main favorite color is a simple question. Interesting. What about favorite food? Why not? I'm curious. You're mysterious. It's practically my duty to uncover your secrets. Okay, hobbies. What, sitting in silence and looking broody? That's a hobby? Right, of course it is. I tilt my head studying him. His answers are short, evasive. He's clearly not used to talking about himself. Alright, what about your eyes? The different colors. Why? He blinks once, then shrugs as if it's the most obvious thing in the world. So wait, which eye color is the real eye color? Unless they're both fake and your eyes are like brown. Contacts? You wear colored contacts because they look cool. I did not see that coming. I laugh, a real laugh, not just a polite chuckle, at such a mundane answer from someone who otherwise seems so serious and enigmatic. What surprises Angela Valmont? Okay, last question. The tattoos. They're impressive. What's the story? His expression hardens slightly, and I catch the briefest glimpse of tension in his jaw. I shift my gaze to the tattoos, and I realize that the ink isn't just art. It's covering scars. A lot of them. Oh, sorry. Angelo, what happened to you? His gaze flicks toward me, one eyebrow raising slightly. His expression stays calm, unreadable as always, but there's something different about it tonight. Nothing? Angelo, people don't get scars like that from nothing. Did you fall into a pit of knives as a kid or something? I frown, trying to make sense of his vague answers, but there's a sincerity in his voice that stops me from pressing further. He doesn't sound bitter or angry, just matter of fact. For a moment, the usual sharp edge in his demeanor softens. He looks genuinely surprised, like he isn't used to someone caring enough to ask. What? No, I mean, maybe a little. Someone has to keep you alive so you can keep brooding dramatically on rooftops or whatever. I mean, yeah. Yeah, we need our brooding men. in the world. It earns me another rare smirk, but this one lingers longer. It's strange seeing Angelo smile. It makes him look less like a walking storm cloud and more like, well, a person. Well, clearly they don't appreciate your unique charm, but I'll have you know, I'm not most people. He helps out a quiet laugh, and for once it doesn't sound sarcastic or mocking. It just sounds more. We sit in silence for a while, the sound of waves and the creaking ship filling the space between us. Angelo tilts his head back, gazing up at the stars, and I follow his line of sight. Wow, the stars are beautiful tonight. Birds are so quiet, so casual, that I almost missed them. Almost. My heart skips a beat, and I turn to look at him, blinking in confusion. Wait, what was that? Did he just? No, he didn't. I'm imagining things. I shake my head, deciding not to dwell on whatever weird thing my brain thinks it heard. But Angelo, on the other hand, looks perfectly content, like he's just gotten away with something. You're a strange man, Angelo Valmont. We both laugh, the sound mingling with the waves, lingering in the night air. For all his sharp edges and cryptic comments, Angelo feels different tonight. And maybe, just maybe, I feel different too. Stars above us shine brightly, but it's the quiet moments like this that feel like they matter most. I don't say it out loud, but for once I'm glad Angelo was here. And judging by the way he glances at me when he thinks I'm not looking, maybe he feels the same way. Alrighty. Beach scene. So I'm guessing it'll be Angelo this time. It would actually be like Jinra. What is that? Why is it pixelated? I spot Angelo near the waterline, dragging something absurdly large and grotesque behind him. I step closer, curiosity getting the better of me. As I approach, I dramatically raise a hand, mimicking a spellcasting pose from last night. Halt, rogue! One more step and I'll unleash my incredible magic upon you. I wave my hand theatrically, pretending to summon some earth-shattering power. Angelo stops and turns to look at me, his ever-present stoicism cracking just slightly into a chuckle. It's the smallest of compliments, but I puff up with mock pride, stopping the act and placing my hands on my hips. Well, I learned from the best. You were very inspiring last night, nearly skewering me and all. He shakes his head, still smirking, continues dragging his absurd cargo toward the ship. I step closer to inspect it and immediately regret it. Angelo, what is that? Breakfast. Breakfast? It's a monstrous chicken-like creature, except it has far too many teeth and a murderous gleam in its glazed-over eyes. Or maybe that's just me imagining things. Breakfast? That thing tried to eat you, didn't it? His tone is so calm it's unnerving. He doesn't elaborate, just adjusts his grip and continues dragging the abomination as if it's the most normal thing in the world. And your solution was to bring it back to the ship? Won't waste it, of course, because why waste a horrifying murder bird when you could serve it for breakfast? I follow him, peppering him with questions as he drags the creature across the sand. Do you even know how to cook that thing? Is it even edible? How many teeth does it have? Did you count? What's your plan if it's poisonous? Do we have an antidote on board? I blink at him, my brain struggling to catch up with his rapid-fire answers. He's calm, collected, and answering every question with the same patient tone, but I can't help but feel like I'm the one being ridiculous here. You're preposterous. You know that, right? Before I can fire off another barrage of questions, Angela reaches into his pockets and pulls something out. A small, delicate seashell, its pale pink hue glinting softly in the sunlight. Without a word, he steps closer, tucking the seashell into my hair with a surprising gentleness. I freeze, my heart skipping a beat as he adjusts it slightly, his fingers brushing against my temple. And then, just like that, he turns and resumes dragging the monstrosity back toward the ship, leaving me standing there, utterly flabbergasted. Beautiful. What does that even mean? Are you talking about the shell? The beach? Me? I lift a hand to touch the seashell, my cheeks burning as I watch him disappear up the gangplank with his horrifying breakfast. For once, words fail me. It's definitely shell. Definitely the shell. Definitely. But as I glance down at the sand beneath my feet, I can't shake the feeling that maybe, just maybe, it wasn't just a shell. Alrighty. Start skipping again. I know it said to like use fire at every opportunity, but I think the rock did a lot good. Alright, I still want to do the rock though. Yeah, let's do the rock. Cause how are you really gonna use fire underwater? You know? Oh wait, this is new. So that's it. That's all he says. Just those 2 words. Whatever do you mean? Or maybe we did read that. I can't remember. I feel like using magic here might get us a bad ending. So I think I won't do it. I mean, maybe I'll come back and do it one day, but not today. Right. Oh, wait. What did he say? Okay, so Leonidas looks at Angelo, steps forward, his expression serene but distant. Ah, right. I don't fancy him enough. Oh. With a graceful bow, he excuses himself, leaving me blinking in surprise. Angelo shifts slightly, his gaze locking onto mine. The silence in the vault is deafening as Angelo shifts awkwardly, clearly out of his depth. His usual confidence seems to have evaporated, leaving behind a man who looks like he'd rather fight another giant crab than do this. Okay. His voice is low, almost hesitant. I blink. Is Angelo actually nervous? This is new. Oof. Okay, let's just lean in, close eyes, and kiss. Simple, like this. I lean forward, my eyes fluttering closed, preparing for what is bound to be the most awkward experience of my life, and then... Clunk. Pain explodes in my forehead as Angelo's head smashes into mine with the force of a battering ram. Ooh. I can already imagine the pain. I reel back, clutching my head while he stares at me, wide-eyed and horrified. Ow, Angelo, what the hell? Instinct? What, like killer instinct? Stab. Well, can you turn it off for 2 seconds? I rub my forehead, glaring at him while he scratches the back of his neck, looking as sheepish as a man with a collection of deadly weapons can. With a deep sigh, I steel myself and try again, leaning in slower this time, like I'm approaching a wild animal that might bolt or attack at any moment. Angelo doesn't move, but his hands. Oh no. Angelo, surely you're not trying to grapple me? His hands are clamped onto my shoulders, and not gently either. It's like he's preparing to throw me into the nearest wall. I glare at him as he mumbles something unintelligible. With all the patience of someone trying to teach an ogre table manners, I grab his face with both hands, forcing him to stay still. He blinks at me, looking like he's about to short circuit. Alright, we're doing this my way. Stay still. Ah, what is going on? What is going on? I lean in one last time, and finally, our lips meet. And of course, Angelo, being Angelo, doesn't know how to do anything gently. The kiss is aggressive, like he's trying to win a battle. It's not bad, but, well, it's a lot. A mermaid tear appears, flowing softly between us. I pull back, dazed, as Angelo stumbles slightly, looking like he's just run a marathon. I blink at Serenius, and then Angelo looks like he's about to pass out. His eyes are glazed over, and he sways on his feet. Angelo, are you okay? Did your brain just short circuit? Oh, for the love, sit down before you fall over. I grab his arm and guide him to the nearest flat surface, where he promptly slumps over, half conscious. Serenius chuckles, clearly enjoying himself. You fake? This is the guy who dragged the monster chicken onto a ship like it was nothing, but one kiss knocks him out? Unbelievable. I sigh, sitting beside Angelo as he mutters something incoherent. The stage just keeps getting weirder and weirder. We step aboard the ship, and the first thing I notice is Leonidas standing on the deck waiting for us. His usual serene expression softens as he spots us, visibly relaxed for the first time in days. His voice is calm, steady, and annoyingly warm, like he wasn't even worried. Meanwhile, I'm still fuming over the nonsense I've just endured. Leonidas, hold that thought. Jinra, who was lounging with his arms crossed, straightens up immediately. He knows what's coming. Oh sure, if you call having to kiss Angela mission accomplished. Why didn't you tell me about this engagement nonsense? And you're lucky I haven't yet. Jinro sighs dramatically, clearly bracing for my wrath. Meanwhile, Angela has wandered off to the side, facing the horizon with an empty stare. His gaze darts to Angela, then back at me. No, back to me, a grin spreading across his face. Like what? I glance at Angelo, who hasn't moved an inch, his eyes fixed on nothing. If I didn't know any better, I'd think he was some kind of brooding statue. Leonidas steps over to Angelo and places a hand on his shoulder, his usual healing glow enveloping them both. Jinro, I swear. Before I can finish, Angelo, still eerily calm, reaches for his crossbow and slowly raises it in Jinro's direction. Jinro laughs completely unfazed, while Angelo lowers the crossbow with a sigh that could probably sink the ship. Leonidas steps back, his serene mask firmly back in place. I pull my hat over my face, wondering how I got stuck with these lunatics, as if the whole mermaid to your kiss ordeal wasn't enough. Next time, Jinra, just let me burn the ship. It'd be less stressful. Ooh. He dodges my glare with an infuriating grin, while Angelo silently goes back to brooding, and Leonidas resumes his peaceful stance. Wonderful. Just wonderful. The ship creaks softly under the blanket of night. I lie in my cabin, staring at the ceiling, clutching the mermaid tear like it's my lifeline. Finally, after all that madness, I did it. I got it. But just as I begin to drift off, a sharp noise jolts me awake. The door bursts open, and before I can react, strong hands grab me. I shout, but it's muffled by something cold and slimy pressed against my face. What the? I struggle, but it's no use. My limbs feel heavy like they've been weighed down with iron chains. The faint glowing symbol shimmers over my wrists, a seal. And not the cute barking kind. When I come to, I'm in the ship's deepest, darkest cabin, surrounded by the smell of damp wood and salt. My hands and feet are bound by glowing magical sigils, and worst of all, my precious mermaid here is gone. Oh no, no, no. Laughter echoes from the doorway. Sharp and mocking. It's Celine, her flippers slapping against the wooden floor as she saunters in. Celine, give it back, you waterlogged backstabber. Celine cackles, clearly enjoying herself. You're nothing but a slippery, slimy thief. She flicks her flipper dismissively, turning to leave with a satisfied grin. My laughter echoes down the hall as the door slams shut, leaving me alone in the suffocating darkness. This can't be happening. After everything I went through, after kissing, and now this. I glance at the glowing seals binding my wrists, the frustration bubbling over. The body tenses and a sharp instinctual need to break free takes over. No magic, no problem. Let's see how your little seal holds up to my fangs. A low growl escapes my throat as I bare my fangs, sharper and deadlier than any ordinary human's. Without a second thought, I lean down and sink them into the glowing seal around my wrist. The magical bindings pulse against my teeth, trying to resist, but I bite down harder, tearing at it like it's a stubborn piece of metal. Meat, not metal. Meat. You want slippery? I'll show you slippery, you flippered lunatic. The seal crackles under the pressure, sparks flying as it begins to weaken. My jaw aches, but I refuse to let go. There's one thing I know, it's that no one, and I mean no one, steals from Mayrin Wheeler Brideguard III. The darkness around me seems to hold its breath, tension rising as the seal wavers, its glow flickering like a dying lantern. Almost there, just a little more. With one final bone-crunching bite, the glowing seal shatters into a million sparks, fading into the damp air of the break. My wrists are free, my magic is back, and I'm officially done playing nice. Oh, Sealine, you've really outdone yourself this time. Let's see how your ship holds up to a little magic. Okay, we'll go there. I step back, summoning a crackling ball of fire in my palm. It glows menacingly in the dark cabin, illuminating the damp walls like a sunrise of vengeance. Let's turn up the heat. Oh god. With a flick of my wrist, the fireball slams into the door, exploding into a blaze that incinerates it into nothing but ash and splinters. The door, or what's left of it, flies outward with a spectacular display of magical force, leaving the way clear. I step through the doorway, brushing off imaginary dust like the absolute legend I am. But before I can take another step, I hear a startled shout. The splintered remains of the door crash to the ground, and as I step out into the corridor, the first thing I see is Angelo, crouched over a lifeless body. He casually yanks an arrow from the corpse, the bloodstained tip gleaming in the dim light. Well, that's concerning. His cape, now sporting a lovely spattering of blood, pillows slightly as he stands and looks at me. His eyes narrow, scanning me up and down like he's assessing whether I'm missing any limbs. His voice is calm, almost detached, but I swear just for a moment, I see something in his expression light up. Relief, maybe? No, couldn't be. Yes, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. Before I can process anything else, he strides toward me, his crossbow resting loosely in his hand. He stops in front of me, towering as he mutters an almost unintelligible apology. What's Before I can finish, he bends down, effortlessly scoops me up with one arm like I weigh less than a sack of potatoes and starts running down the corridor. His other hand holds the crossbow, trained and ready, because apparently Angelo Valmont doesn't need both hands for fighting or heroics. Is this actually happening? His cape flutters dramatically as he moves, and I'm half convinced he's doing it on purpose just to look cool. He might be. He really might be. He adjusts his grip on me as he runs, making sure I'm balanced properly while still maintaining his deadly poise. Despite my initial disbelief, I can't deny the efficiency of the situation. With one hand wrapped securely around me, Angelo uses his crossbow to take out anyone blocking our path, rifling spells from my precarious perch. Okay, fine, fire. Fire. The fireball streaks down the hall, lighting up the shadows like a miniature sun. Angelo doesn't even flinch as it roars past his shoulder. Was there ever a doubt? We burst onto the deck where Jinra and Leonidas are fending off the last of Celine's crew. Angelo sets me down, finally, and raises his crossbow, picking off the remaining attackers with a calm efficiency that's equal parts terrifying and impressive. If you call being carried like a sack of flour sightseeing, sure. No, just slightly traumatized. Thanks for asking. Gerard grins, his usual smugness fully intact, as he leans on his sword and surveys the carnage. Don't encourage him? As we regroup, I can't help but glance at Angelo, who's reloading his crossbow with practice ease. Catches my eye for a moment, and there it is again. Relief? Pride? Whatever it is, it's gone as quickly as it appeared, leaving me more baffled than ever. Shinra wipes his blade clean and turns to me, his expression somewhere between amusement and exasperation. Joint magic? Oh no. Firestorm? Do I? My excitement momentarily eclipses the sound of battle. This is going to be amazing. We step together, channeling our respective powers. Shinra summons a swirling vortex of wind and I conjure fire, the two elements merging into a blazing inferno. A glorious, unstoppable firestorm. Except it's not as contained as I imagined. The spell roars to life, engulfing the deck, the sails, and oh no, the entire ship. What? This is what we wanted, right? Total devastation. Oh god. Details! The slippery eel groans and shudders beneath us, its once sturdy wood, now smoldering and cracking. Angela rushes to the rail, escape billowing in the chaos, while Leonidas throws up a barrier to shield what's left of the crew. In the midst of the madness, I spot Celine making a hasty escape. Mermaid tear glints in her flippered hand as she disappears over the edge. Oh, come on! Behold! I don't know. What would be best in this situation? I don't know. It's a really good question. Water. I channel all my energy into summoning a powerful wave, carefully guiding it to douse the flames and buoy the ship. The water engulfs the slippery eel, cooling the smoldering wood and holding its descent. The ship groans but holds together. Celine may have escaped, but we're alive, and the ship is afloat. Now it's time to focus on recovering the mermaid tear. The slippery eel limps back into the port, held together by a little more than magic and sheer willpower. As soon as we dock, everyone disembarks, scanning the crowded port for any sign of Celine. Angela's sharp gaze locks onto a figure in the distance, a familiar seal woman flanked by what looks like the remnants of her crew. She's holding the mermaid tear, its iridescent glow lighting up her grin. Honestly, Angela, just shoot her. I don't care at this point. Don't. Celine erases the tear, and a shimmering aura envelops her. She laughs, unsheathing her cutlass, the blade catching the sunlight like it was made for drama. The remaining crew, though outnumbered, look just as eager for a fight. That single word. Angelo draws his crossbow, his cape billowing behind him as he strides into the fray. Moves like a shadow, cutting through the chaos with brutal efficiency. The port erupts into a cacophony of shout, flashing steel, and Celine's endless barrage of ocean-themed puns. If she's anything like Mother, probably not. While Angela decimates her remaining crew with unnerving precision, Leonidas stays close, raising barriers and healing injured allies with a calm focus that contrasts the chaos around us. I'm not planning on dying today, thank you very much. Fire. Others must step forward, summoning a roaring blaze that dances across the docks. The flames lick the air, casting dramatic shadows across the chaos. Celine, let's turn up the heat. The fire surges toward her, the blazing inferno that forces her back, but Celine, the ever-dramatic villain, laughs. Sorry. I was reading without reading. She thrusts her cutlass into the ground, and a wall of seawater rises up, flashing against the fire. Steam hisses, billowing out like a fog that shrouds the battlefield. No, I'm making it dramatic. There's a difference. As the steam clears, Celine steps forward, drenched but grinning. Leonidas steps beside me, his expression calm despite the raging flames. Fine, fine. With a flourish, I focus my magic, drawing the flames inward until they spiral around Celine, cutting off her escape. Angelo takes the opportunity to charge, knocking the cutlass from her hand. Angelo, ever efficient, aims his crossbow. Gladly! A final blast of controlled fire, I knock the mermaid tear from her grasp. The glowing gem clatters to the ground, its light dimming. As the battle dies down, Leonidas steps closer, giving me a rare approving nod. I'll take that now, thanks. I pick up the mermaid tear, cradling it carefully as its warmth spreads through my hands. And as we turn to leave, Celine groans one last time. I'm too tired. You know what, fair. Leave the defeated captain and her crew behind. Sirens are so loud. We leave the defeated captain and her crew behind, ready to return with our prize and end this chaotic journey once and for all. The journey home is surprisingly uneventful, if you ignore the occasional bickering and the strange lingering smell of the slippery eel incident. But finally, we're back at the mansion, safe and sound, with the mermaid tear in hand. The moment we step inside, I march directly to where Mother and Father are, waiting, both looking far too pleased with themselves. Smoothly, I had to guess one of my so-called suitors to pass a magical trial. I almost got eaten by a crab, and let's not forget Celine trying to rob us blind. Build character, Mom. Mom. Character? You're trying to build a marriage contract, that's what. Oh, it's absolutely the time. I know this entire journey was just an elaborate matchmaking scheme, and I refuse to be a pawn in your romantic chess game. Father huffs loudly, clearly bracing himself for the storm that is me. Wait, really? You're putting conditions on my freedom? That's outrageous! Well... Rumbling, I head to my room and immediately dive into work. Potion must be perfect. It must be groundbreaking. It must not explode this time. The day of the competition arrives. The castle courtyard is packed with judges, competitors, and spectators eager to see the latest magical concoctions. The potion stands proudly on the display table, the mermaid tear shimmering inside the bottle. I step forward as the judges approach, ready to demonstrate its effects. Behold, the most powerful love potion in existence, guaranteed to stir the heart, ignite passion, and bring people together in ways they never thought possible. The judges exchange skeptical glances before taking cautious sips. At first there's silence, then suddenly... Ooh, damn. The judges drop their clipboards and embrace dramatically, professing their undying love in the middle of the competition floor. Gasps ripple through the audience as chaos ensues. Gets on the table. Oops, maybe I overdid it a little. Despite, or perhaps because of, the commotion, the judges declare me the winner unanimously, albeit while still holding hands and gazing into each other's eyes. Okay. The crowd's cheers echo around me as I revel in my victory. The potion was perfect, my genius unmatched, and the judges hopelessly besotted with one another. Truly, I am a force to be reckoned with. Behold, everyone, witness the brilliance of Mayrin, Wheeler Brideguard III. The competition is over, and your new queen of potions has arrived. Just as I'm basking in my glory, a loud explosion shatters the celebration. My smile falters as I turn to see smoke billowing from the docks. Oh no, what now? Sure enough, Angelo strolls up, his crossbow slung over his shoulder, looking infuriatingly calm despite the chaos behind him. Celine's new ship is engulfed in flames, the sound of splintering wood filling the air. He says it like he just cleaned up after dinner instead of setting an entire ship ablaze. I pinch the bridge of my nose, exhaling loudly. You set her ship on fire. I stare at him for a long moment before shaking my head and laughing despite myself. You're lucky you're cute when you're dangerous. His eyes widen slightly, and before he can come up with one of his usual curt responses, I lean in and plant a quick, teasing kiss on his cheek. For a moment, it looks like his brain short-circuits again. His lips part as if to say something, but nothing comes out. Then another explosion rings out, and we both turn to see the ship next to Celine's go up in flames as well. I give him a pointed look, but he just shrugs. I sigh, rubbing my temples, but I can't help the small smile tugging at my lips. It's absolutely ridiculous, but maybe I don't mind. Later that evening, after the chaos has died down, I find myself sitting on the edge of the pier, the cool breeze brushing against my skin. Angelo sits beside me, silent as always, but tension from earlier has melted away. His voice is quieter than usual, almost soft. I glance at him, catching the faintest hint of a smile on his lips. It's rare, but when it happens, it's disarming. Of course I did. Did you really doubt me? His answer was so quick and sincere that it catches me off guard. I clear my throat, suddenly unsure of what to say. He tilts his head slightly, his gaze meeting mine. Oh, right. That... I sit up straighter, holding my arms in mock intonation. If you're about to critique my technique, I swear. His words make my heart skip a beat, then he stops, frowning slightly. He looks away, the faintest hint of uncertainty in his usually steely eyes. I smile, leaning closer to nudge him with my shoulder. Maybe. You're still stuck with me for now. His lips twitch upward, and for a brief moment, the usual brooding Angelo looks content. He reaches into his pocket, pulling out another seashell. A beautiful, iridescent one, and tucks it into my hair with surprising gentleness. The word is so quiet, I almost don't catch it, and before I can respond, he stands, offering me his hand. I take it, letting him pull me to my feet. Maybe I don't mind being stuck with him after all. The two of us walk back toward the ship, the sound of the waves lapping at the pier behind us. And as much as I hate to admit it, I find myself smiling the whole way. Oh, we got it! Even though it's like an additional hour. They will return, really. Alrighty. I did not expect that I'd end up with the harem question mark ending first. That was a surprise. But I mean, it fit. Both had their ups and downs, so... Well, I know I did say visual novels today, but I think you're just the third video took up most of the time. I did have another one planned, but maybe I'll save it for another stream. I mean, I think I did show it briefly on stream before, but I'll show it to you guys again. Oh jeez, this is huge. Oh. So yeah, I plan to play this one. Get at the back. But like I said, third wheeler took up basically all the reading time and reading voice I had, so we'll have to do it for another stream. Now obviously they said that their paid version, they don't want you streaming it, I think, but this is not the paid version, it's the free demo. So yeah, next stream, well, next visual novel stream, I will play this. Wait, let me just double check though. Yeah, and it's like literally right at the top, it says it. You're welcome to stream the free game of my visual novel. However, streaming the paid or NSFW content is not allowed. And I mean, not that I'd be able to anyway, because, you know, some Twitch rules. I mean, not Twitch rules, Twitch TOS. But, again. So, you guys will not be seeing any of the paid or NSFW content. But, it is what it is. So again, next stream, kid at the back, but for now, we are done. Okay, I need to see who's streaming right now. Alright, not really a lot of people streaming right now, so I will just let you guys go, and you can go frolic wherever you please. Thank you guys for hanging out today. I know visual novels are not usually the stuff that you guys enjoy watching, but again, visual novels is the main thing that I enjoy the most, so I hope you guys can bear with me. So I will see you guys tomorrow for Cris Tales, I believe, right? Right, Cris Tales. Oh my god, I actually remembered something. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Cris Tales.